coachable. The problem is, there can't be only one coachable guy, one coachable star on the team. Everyone has to be coachable. And KD went from Steph Curry, who is very coachable, to Kyrie, who isn't. And that was the problem. I think the reason KD was so good with Harden last year was because Harden is also capable of being coached. You know? But I mean, this is a bad look. This is embarrassing. You know, when you look at the situations, Celtics are in the finals. Kyrie is taking games off. And he was swept out of the first round by the Celtics this year. That's an even worse look. Celtics, the team that he decided to leave, swept him in the first round. And they were a second round exit last year. And when you look at how Steph's doing compared to KD, I like KD. I hated him in Golden State, but, you know, I've taken to it, you know? But I don't really sympathize with him because this was his choice. He chose to be with his... Even though it seemed like a good decision, chose to be with his friend over... And I'm pretty sure Curry is his friend as well. He chose to be with Kyrie over Steph. I think that was a bit of a mistake, and I think I'm making an understatement, because now Steph has emerging young talent and a championship coach. The Nets have Steve Nash, who may be good, but is he a championship coach? I don't think so. And he's got an unavailable Kyrie, and uncoachable Kyrie, and he has an unavailable Ben Simmons. It's a bad look for them. This is not good. All right, for the first time in pretty much forever, I'm gonna do Where Did I Go Wrong? I only have 3 of them, but there is one that goes back a few weeks, but you know, I wasn't podcasting at the time, but I know my prediction was originally wrong. So we got 3 situations in which I was wrong. I'm going to go over all of them once the music loads. Here we go. Alright, where did I go wrong? Miami pushed it all the way to Game 7. I thought the Celtics would take it in 5 or 6. Especially considering the circumstances that I already went over. But no, Miami pushed it. They went all out. They put a great effort in, and they almost won. They were 4 points away, maybe even 1 3-point shot away from winning. Hats off to them. That's all I gotta say. Darvin Ham was hired by the Lakers. I was very surprised by that. I thought they'd go with a big name like Doc Rivers or something, but they did not. I think it was the right choice for them, but was it the right choice for Darvin Ham? Not sure. Because the Lakers have been an unsuccessful organization in the past 10 years. You know? They haven't really developed a player into a star since, like, Kobe. So, I don't know how much I believe in the organization right now. So, I don't know. And finally, the Mavericks beat the Suns. I did not expect that. I thought the Suns would win that. I thought the Suns would go against the Warriors and lose. But, and the Suns, they were up 2-0. They just, and the first 2 games, they won pretty convincingly, too. Took a turn, though, and the Mavs won. Alright. Pretty soon I am going to go over... I'm going to rate how I feel each player performed in the conference finals on a scale of 1 to 10, but before that I got a few more stories. So Jimmy Butler said that his thought process was to go for the win on his missed three at the end. I thought it was a good shot. He can make that. He's made it before. I don't blame him for that. There was enough time. There was 17 seconds left. I think he could have gotten a better shot. But I don't think it was a bad idea to be aggressive. That's who Jimmy Butler is. And, I don't think it was a bad decision at all. I think it was just, it happens. He took a shot. You got to be aggressive in those situations. You can't be too cautious. Because, let's be real, if he passed it around and someone else missed the shot, it would have been, we could have taken that shot before, It wasn't a winnable situation. It was a lose-lose, kind of. Because pass it around, the guy misses it. Either way, if the shot was missed, there would have been some sort of question. Like right now, he took the shot, he was aggressive, and the questions are, why was he so aggressive? Why didn't he just wait, pass it around? But if he did, and the guy missed, you'd be saying, why didn't he just take the shot right away? So, alright. Back to the Lakers hiring Darvin Pham. Don't got much to say. It's a tough job. Especially in that LA land. They're not going to let him off easy. But, good luck. Good luck to Darvin Pham. I hope he does well. I hope the Lakers do well. I root for the Lakers a lot. Just because... Well, they got LeBron. He's my favorite player. And... Yes, he's my favorite player, despite... Because I really don't care about the political stuff. His political beliefs or anything. He's my favorite player, so that automatically draws me to them. But also, I want them to be good, because they're such a big market, That would be good for the NBA. If a market as big as the Lakers is successful, that's, great for the NBA. But right now, they're a mess, so hopefully they can fix it. So the Warriors are thankful for the rest heading into the finals, saying it's very meaningful. Again, I think it's a 5 or 6 game series in favor of the Warriors. Probably 6. I think it's going to be very defensive, honestly. It's two of the best defensive teams. But it also could be very offensive, because I think they're both just going to try to... let's be real. Steve Kerr is a great coach. He's proven to be a great offensive coach as much as he is defensive. And, at the end of the day, I think it's just the Warriors have more experience. They have a deeper team. But, it could definitely be interesting. And I can't wait to see it. Alright. So, George Kittle said that Trey Lance... honestly, a lot of the Niners teammates, like Jimmy Ward and now George Kittle, they've both been praising Trey Lance for his confidence getting higher and higher. But, the Niners don't demand a lot out of the QB. I don't think they have to be hyping him up as much as they are. Because, it's... At the end of the day, Trey Lance doesn't need to do a lot for the Niners. Because that's not their primary... They're very run-centric. Unless they're planning on passing the ball more. And, I believe in Trey Lance. I think he's a good player. I thought he was a good pick. God knows I was way more I believed in him a lot more than I did in Mac Jones. And I think Mac Jones, I still think if he was drafted by the Niners, he wouldn't do as well as he's doing in New England. I think he was built to play in New England's offense, you know? But, you know, I think Trey Lance will do well. I don't think he is going to have to do a lot for their offense. So, alright. That's all I gotta say about that. So, Jason Tatum won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, because they're giving those out now. I don't know, I forgot what the award is called. It's like, I think is it just the Bird Award for the, it's just the Magic and Bird Award now, right? For the MVP, I believe. What I love about Tatum, he doesn't really have a weakness, really, in this game. Dude, I don't talk about it. There's not really a hole in his game. There's not really any, I mean, there's things he can get better at, but there's not really anything he's bad at. You know, Trae Young is a defensive liability. Booker isn't exactly a leader. You know, things didn't get good for the Suns until CP3 came back. Zion's never healthy. Giannis isn't a great shooter. Tatum, he's gotten better each year, so he's got great work ethic. And he's very coachable. Tatum, I think, I'd go as far as saying he's a top 3 young player right now in the league. Like behind probably Luka and Giannis, but he's his value is very underrated. Just like Jimmy Butler, you know? Alright, so the Lakers are gonna try to find avenues to trade Westbrook. And you know, if it's not working with Westbrook, you should trade him very quickly, because he's not gonna change his play style. He's not gonna change how he plays. He is a rigid personality that could work for some teams that are looking for a score-first guy, like Westbrook, but it clearly hasn't worked for the Lakers, so I think they are right to trade him very quickly. Alright, so Eric Spoelstra was in shock after the three-pointer was overturned last night. And, I mean, I've seen it in slow motion a lot of times on social media. I don't think his heel touched, but either way, I don't think it really would have changed the impact of the game. I think, like I said, the Celtics were just a better team, and they would have won anyway. Alright, now I'm going to rate each player from the conference finals based on their performance. I'm just going to get music going, and I will probably get yelled at for how highly I rate some of them and how low I rate some of them. So, it should be fun. Alright. Area. Alright, so Jimmy Butler, I think his performance was a 10 out of 10, you know. First of all, no other Heat player averaged over 15 points. I think he outdid himself in this series. Yes, he could have played better in some of the... I'll bump him down to a 9.5 out of 10. Because he could have done better in the, I think it was games 3 and 4, he probably could have done better. But he busted his ass. So, for that I give him credit. I give him a 9.5 out of 10. I think he is tied for the highest rated player of the series. Steph Curry, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. Again, I think he could have played better. Just knowing what he's done in the past, you know? But the crazy thing is, not only was he shooting 44% from the 3, he was averaging 7.5 assists and 24 points. I think he's become a very well-rounded player, Steph Curry, over the past years. Like, even in his MVP year, his unanimous MVP year, I don't think he was as well-rounded as he is